All right, Viking fans, it's time to let the kids play. I'll let you know what I'm talking about next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. When you leave comments, I learn, man. I get better. I do this for you. I want to make sure I'm bringing you the best I can possibly bring. I hope you like it. It's my commentary. It's how I feel about the Vikings. And sometimes I mix in a little facts there. And I appreciate you guys letting me know, keeping me right. It is a fan-driven show. I love it, man. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Now, I am going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to touch on a little bit of Ed Donatel, but I'm going to explain why I said let the kids play. Let them play. And there is a big reason why we were upset about the Mike Zimmer era and him not playing rookies. Now on offense, we're starting Ed Ingram at right guard. He's struggled a little bit, here and there, but he's still starting and he's playing every down and he's getting better. He's going to learn from this. He's going to get better. The only way you get better is playing. Now, one of the things I was looking forward to on the defense is that we had so much personnel that could mix and match. Very flexible roster, and the depth of the roster was better than it was in the past, and it had a lot to do with our rookies that we drafted. We drafted 4 guys that I thought were going to get substantial playing time. Initially, I didn't think Caleb Evans. I thought he'd be a project, but he showed up in preseason so good that I thought he would play a lot more than he, I thought these guys would all play out quite a bit. And now I'm going to excuse Andrew Booth Jr. because he's been hurt. So he's been out. He had a quad injury in the first game. Now, the other 3 guys, Lewis Seen, Caleb Evans, Brian Asamoa, all 4 of these guys are fast. They're drafted, and I was excited because they're fast. We're infusing speed into this defense, man. A young crew that are going to play with reckless abandon. All of them look like they could do that. Now, I am going to talk about this guy for a little bit. Ed Donatel. In his interview after a practice, he was asked about rookies, and he was quick to answer. They start way behind, man. They start way behind, and they got to catch up. Now, this kind of reminds me of where the heck are our rookies in the previous regime? Why aren't they playing? Now, there was a lot of camp, the position battles, and these rookies were in them. Now, Ed Donatel, again, we're starting a rookie on the offense. We are not starting one on the defense. There was thoughts that we would. I get it. And I thought it was fair that none of them got the start because I thought they were, again, the other player proved themselves last year, or there was some injury that set the rookie back that he wasn't able to get enough time in. All right. Well, now we're in week 3. And the 3 guys I'm going to talk about are not hurt right now. They're healthy. And let's see what they can do. Now, hey, if you're behind, you miss time. Well, why isn't Irv Smith Jr. getting all this playing time in week 2? Okay. Well, the offense seems to have a different mindset about younger players or players coming off an injury than the defense does. And Ed Donatel, I don't know, old school thought there. Keep in mind, I was pretty happy that we hired Ed Donatel, bringing the new defense, changing things up. But what I didn't want to have happen is the old mindset of younger players not getting to play. Let's if this, this was a competitive rebuild, right? There's thoughts that we want to be competitive and rebuild this at the same time. Well, that's by playing rookies, man. We're thinking about next year and the year after, making sure these players develop. And right now, let's talk about Caleb Evans. Now, it seems pretty, that Caleb Evans is getting a little bit of play time. The first game of the season, he got 6 snaps, 10% of the snaps on defense. I get it. We got 2 established cornerbacks. He went in there for Dantzler. Now in the game 2, they forced this on Caleb Evans. They put him in there 21 snaps. Why? Because they wanted to give him more time. Ed Donatel said we wanted to get him in there. There's nothing against Dantzler. We wanted to get the younger guy in there. Well, give Patrick Peterson a break too, man. What's Patrick Peterson not getting taken on the field? Let's mix that up a little bit. Now it may be the case that they might like Caleb Evans on that side of the field, and they may be like Andrew Booth Jr. on the other side of the field, but he's hurt, and then that's why we only got that's why we're doing that. Why we're putting the Caleb Evans only on Dantzler's side. I don't think that's the case. I think they just want to put Patrick Peterson over there and say, hey, you're a pro, but is he going to be on this team next year? Is Patrick Peterson going to be on this team next year? Caleb Evans shouldn't be taking time away from a guy as much that is going to be here next year. Now, I don't mind having Patrick Peterson here next year. I like it. He's a pro. He's teaching these guys how to play, man. Teaching them how to be professionals. He's a great guy to have. Love him. He's a total team player. Well, that's why I don't think he wouldn't mind taking a break and letting a Caleb Evans play for him and have Dantzler on the other side. Give him even more time. Get Dantzler, spelling Patrick Peterson, and then have him spelling Dantzler for the time being. And then Andrew Booth Jr. gets put in the mix a little bit later if he gets back from this injury. So 21 snaps, not bad for a rookie. I would like that, dividing the time between the 2 corners. Again, I don't know for sure. This is just me talking. I'm just thinking about the future, and Patrick Peterson isn't our future, but Caleb Evans and Andrew Booth Jr. are. Now, Andrew Booth Jr. again is hurt. But hey, let me talk about the next guy, Lewis Cine. Now, again, he started out, had missed the first game, I believe. And then in Philly, he got 1 snap. Got 1 snap on defense. He played 15 plays on special teams, man. He's healthy. He played 15 plays on special teams. Dude's healthy. Now, no one can look at that game and not see the fact that we were struggling in the secondary. What a time to say, God dang it, we're playing bad. Lewis Cine, get in there. Get in there. Show them how it's done. No better time than to experiment when we're down frickin' 24-7 at halftime. We need to change something. Let's infuse some some new players in there. Let's get Lewis Cine in there. Lewis Cine is fast. He's smart. He knows how to play football. He's always seems to be in the right spot at Georgia. And when in the preseason, I could see how he played his position properly. He was in the right spot. He didn't get beat. There's so many good things like about Lewis Cine. Now, he may be unheralded in hey, he hasn't had any splash plays yet in preseason. But to only play 1 snap, it says, I'm looking at it. I thought this guy was going to get a lot of time, even start a game or 2. Boom, no, let's not. All right. I thought he was going to be in the nickel. I thought there was going to be a situation where we're going to have 3 safeties on the field. None of that is happening right now. Lewis seen 1 snap in week 2. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Ed Donatel. I don't know. You like a Caleb Evans. Why? Because that was Kwesi's dude. That's the guy he wanted drafted. That was the guy he earmarked for, hey, I need to get this guy. I don't think that's the case, though. I don't think these guys are going to be... I don't think Kwesi's got game day decisions, but it's just... I don't know. I don't know why Lewis Cine is not on the field against Philly in a blowout. Especially at the end of the game, man. Come on, get... anyways. That's my take on Lewis Cine. Here's a dude that should be playing. Brian Asamoa, man. I thought this guy was going to be coming in on 3rd downs and spelling our linebackers, and it has not been the case, man. It's not been the case. Brian Asamoa, if you go back and look at my old videos on Brian Asamoa and my take on him coming out of the draft, is that this guy reads the offense. He reads his keys. He sees something and reacts, and he's often right, like more than not. I seen it, and I talked about this before. I seen him play in Oklahoma where there was a reverse, and his whole team's going the wrong direction, but Asamoah immediately went to where he thought the play was going to be and did a one-on-one tackle because he's the only guy that knew what the play was. Brian Asamoah is a very instinctual player. I like our linebackers, and again, he's going to play inside, but he could play outside linebacker when we go to passing downs. He can spell one of our outside linebackers. We don't need wide receivers being covered by our outside linebackers unless it's a Brian Asamoah, man, or a tight end. We can have Brian Asamoah cover. He is fast, athletic, instinctual. This guy can play, and I am looking at a big fat 0 of snaps on defense. Not just on the Green Bay game, but a big fat 0 on the Philly game. Brian Asamoah should be in this freaking lineup at least a third of the time, man. At least a third of the time. I would not be, upset if he didn't play more than a third of the time. Because I thought this guy would have been on the field on passing downs, replacing Jordan Hicks, who has been beat a lot in the passing game. He's been beat a lot in the passing game. If it's a passing down, you need Asamoah in there instead of Jordan Hicks. And Jordan Hicks is getting all the tackles, right? That's because he's a hell of a run defender. Asamoah is a both, man. He is both. Jordan Hicks is not our future. Asamoah is. I won't mind Jordan Hicks being on this team next year, but he's probably not going to be here 2 years from now. Asamoah is, and he's going to be one of the cornerstones of this future defense that we have. Brian Asamoah needs to be on this field at least a third of the time. His speed, his reaction, is just skill level in both run and pass. Dude, we need this guy on the field, man. We need this guy on the field. Mix him in there. Spell some of these linebackers. Keep them fresh. Dude, we got the personnel to rotate, keep people fresh, and stop getting our ass beat on the road by a Philly team that threw everything at us, and we had no answer for it. They would have scored more points in the second half if they wanted to. We need Asamoah in there, man. We need this Lions team is going to throw everything at us too. It's going to be a tough run defense. We need some of our best, fastest players in there, and we got them all sitting on the bench because they're rookies. We don't play rookies again. I'm been pretty hard on Donatel this week, and that's because he deserved it. with that defense he put out there. He is a good coach. He's going to turn this around. I have faith in him, but holy crap, I'm starting to see red flags here that we did not want to come back, and that's why we changed our coaches, all of them except for maybe one, our receivers coach. Come on, man, let's get this going. That's it for today. I know I didn't want to be too negative, but man, these three guys need to play. Let the kids play. That's it. See you next time. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Let's go, man. Let's go. See you next time. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skol Vikes.